Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is still doing well, and welcome to this bonus upload. Before we jump into it, a couple links. As many of you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, channel membership, and the merch to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon, PayPal, and channel membership is in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support the channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It doesn't cost a cent. Click that like button, takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon, and folks, please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all these things really do help the channel to continue to grow and go. And yes, folks, they definitely do matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump into today's bonus, shall we? All right, everybody, I've got a special guest with me today. His name's Kevin. He is the founder of a Cryptid Facebook page. He also had quite the terrifying encounter. He's with us. Kevin, you want to say hi?
Hello.
And what's your Facebook page name so people can...
It's Cryptid Nation.
All right, Cryptid Nation, guys. Go check it out. And I'm telling you, I'm a member of it. It's one of the few Facebook pages I'm a member of. So definitely a good guy here. Kevin, share with us your encounter, please.
Well, it was possibly 2 years ago. It was summertime when we moved into the house that we are in now. And it was the night before we moved in. We stopped by to drop a couple of things off. And my wife was doing something that took a little bit longer. So I grabbed the flashlight just to go check out the yard for just because. So I went out, and in my backyard there's two trailheads. One behind my house, one behind the garage. So I stepped out into the backyard, and I started from my right, which would be the trailhead behind my house, turned the light on and just scanned. And when I got to the trailhead that's behind my garage, that's when I seen the red eye. It was like orangish red eyes, and I don't know, it's all I can say is the biggest wolf I've ever seen in my life. This thing, its head and tail stuck out on either side of the trail. It was every bit of 8 feet long. It was huge. The encounter probably lasted no more than 20, 30 seconds, maybe. But as soon as I got eye contact with this thing, it was weird. Like, I blanked out for a second, and then when I come back, I was walking towards it. This thing never moved. It kept eyes on me the whole time. And at that point, I was carrying my .22 Magnum, and I'm not about killing anything. It was for protection. So I'm pulling it. As I pulled it out of my back of my pants, I jacked the hammer. This thing never saw the gun. It heard the hammer jack and took off towards my neighbor's house. Never heard anything, no footsteps, nothing. It kept eye contact with me until I couldn't see it anymore. And that was definitely one of those oh crap moments, because it scared the holy hell out of me. And I haven't seen it since. Other weird things have occurred. My kids come running in late at night. Hasn't happened for a while, but at that point it did. Something's banging on the back wall to the living room. So around midnight, 1 o'clock in between there, so I'd run out, check, nothing. This happened, it just stopped like probably last summer. I would say, the end of last summer. But every night, something, they said it sounded like a slap, the back of the wall.
And you're in the deep woods of Maine, so you got a lot of woods around you. Now Kevin and I have been talking a little bit today, just chit-chatting and getting to know each other. We've known each other for a little bit on the Facebook page, but he shared with me he saw another thing out by the pool, or your son saw it. And
yes, my son, yeah.
And this is... All right, guys, sorry about that. We got disconnected. Something happened. So your son was out in the pool.
No, it was 5 a.m. He got up to go to the bathroom, and he was sleeping on the couch. So coming from the living room, you got to go to the kitchen. Sorry.
Okay.
And in the kitchen by the sink, that is a big picture window, and that faces the backyard, and you could see the pool.
Okay.
And he just happened to look in that direction, and what he told me was, Dad, when I got up this morning, I went to go to the bathroom, and when I looked out the window, there was a monkey on all fours standing by the pool. And then all of a sudden, it took off running, and when it did, it was running on two legs. It had no tail. It was like a light brownish color. And that was it. He saw it take off.
And it went in the same direction as the...
Same direction as the thing that I saw went.
Okay.
Exact same direction.
All right. And now, guys, there's another encounter that he had told me about. We were talking. And it's very strange, and we'll both fill you in on the strange part of it. Share your brother-in-law's encounter, please.
All right. Me and my brother-in-law, it was a few years back. I don't remember exactly the date. But it was at night. We used to go up to the radar site every once in a while and ride around. We were in his dad's Ford Ranger, and we went up. And as we get up there, we come to the end, and you could either go right or left. So we took the left, and a little ways up, what we thought, everything about this thing said black bear, probably a year or two old black bear. And because it was butt towards us when we come around the corner. So he sped up to see, to get a look at it. And then when he did, it started taking off. And at this point, he was doing 45 miles an hour, and this thing was probably still 15 yards ahead of it. Still didn't see the face, just the back end. And the paws looked like a bear. Everything about this thing said black bear. And then it went a little ways and then banged off to the left into the bushes, and that's when we saw the side view of its face, and its face was completely flat. Zero snout, no snout at all. Flat. And it hit the bushes and stopped. And that was the last that we saw of it. And
that's crazy. So it's got...
Absolutely.
So what me and Kevin were talking about is the creepy thing is it looks like a bear, but has a flat face. And then I was like, that's weird, because Sasquatches have human-like feet, and Dogman has a snout. What the hell was this thing that you guys saw?
Exactly. I had never seen any. Like I said, when we first saw it, we thought it was a bear, because when we went back, we saw what it was eating. It was eating a dead rabbit in the middle of the dirt road. And I don't know, everything about this thing was screaming bear until it turned to its left to run into the bushes, and we saw the side view of its face, and there was zero snout, completely flat.
That's insane. That's just, and like I said, guys, Kevin and I have been talking, and I wanted him to share this one with you because it just doesn't make sense at all. It's just I can't make sense of it, and neither can he. So, I mean, Kevin has been into cryptids for a while. He lives in Maine. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Maine, Maine is deep woods, not just ocean on the East Coast, but it's a large state. and it's deep. And there's
especially where I live.
yeah. And there is a lot of woods and places to hide for these cryptids. Definitely crazy. The wolf experience is baffling to me because how he woke up out of nowhere and he realizes he's walking towards it. I mean,
yeah, that was crazy. That's never happened to me in my life.
So,
and the size of this thing was unreal. I mean, I've seen wolves at the zoo, and this thing was, like I said, both ends were sticking out of each side of the trail. That's how it was. It was every bit of 8 feet, if not longer.
What would you say it weighed, if you could guess?
As big as it was, probably 450, easy.
That's a big freaking dog, man. That is a
easy.
Big dog.
It was huge. Huh. But it never left at 4 legs. It was always on all fours the whole time I seen it.
Right. All right, guys. I encourage you guys to go over and do they need to be invited to your Facebook page? I know some send invites, or can they just go out and check it out, Cryptid Nation on Facebook?
Yeah, if they want to join, there's just a few questions because, the no drama thing. I'm trying to keep that away from the group members. It's just a place where you can come and talk what you've encountered, or, if you're interested in cryptids and, no drama.
Right. And it's a good place because it's open to opinions. And that's the reason why I'm a member of it, because I want to hear everybody's opinion. And I appreciate Kevin setting up a platform like this on Facebook, because there are a lot of cryptid pages out there that you got to have their opinion, and if you don't, you're out. So this is a good place to go. I encourage you guys to check it out. Kevin, you got anything else you want to say to the group today?
And the page is not just for like Bigfoot or Dogman. It's for any cryptid that you have encountered or you're interested in.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, Kevin, I appreciate it. I know you've got your family to attend to, and it's late afternoon, so dinner time. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your encounter with us. And say goodbye to everybody.
Oh, thank you, Jeff, and bye, everybody. Hopefully you come and check out the site. And, there was no other place I was going to share it but here.
And I appreciate that, man. You know I do. So thank you, Kevin. Have a great day, all right?
You too.
Bye-bye. Today's second part of the upload is going to be a subscriber's encounter. This subscriber has been with me for a very long time. It took them a very long time to share their first encounter with me. Approximately 2.5 years, I'd say. Then they did have a second encounter. It took them roughly a couple of months, maybe 5 months later, to share that encounter. So I'm going to share their first encounter and then their most recent, kind of like a refresher. Good day to you, Jeff. I hope you and your family are doing well. I'm a long-time subscriber. I would like to tell you about my most recent encounter. This happened 2 years ago, right around August, just when the weather was getting a little cooler out. I live in Michigan. I work in Detroit. I work the afternoon shift at 3:30 till around 2:30 a.m. or 3 in the morning. This day I got out of work at 3 a.m. I was driving on Connor, going towards I-94. There was a black Ford F-150 in front of me. When I see the Ford hit its brakes, that's when I said to myself, "Why are you hitting your brakes? There's nothing in front of you." Then I see it. Big, black, furry tail and running on all fours. I said to myself, "That's a big dog." But when I looked closer, it was taller than that 3-foot bike trail marker on the side of the road. It, the Dogman, ran on all fours and stood at least a foot taller than the bike markers. It ran and jumped over a 4 or 5 foot fence with ease. As it jumped over the fence, I got a look at its head. It was shaped like a German shepherd or wolf. There's a golf course nearby where I seen it jump the fence. In all my life, I never would think to see such a beast in the city. I hope you enjoy this encounter. It took me a long time to type this out and finally sent it to you. This is their second encounter. Good day to you, Jeff, and your family. I hope you're all doing well. Here's the last encounter I had. I go camping with an RV, with me, my wife, and 4 dogs. Sometimes my son comes along. We usually camp in the middle of the state of Michigan, close to water. This encounter happened about 2 years ago, on September of 2018. I usually don't go to bed until 4 in the morning because of how my work schedule is. When this encounter happened, I was taking 2 out of the 4 dogs for a walk to go to the bathroom. This is right around 2 in the morning. As we were walking, I noticed that the wildlife had gotten really quiet. I think that's odd because my dogs didn't bark. Then my dog Bailey, he is a lab and hound mix, starts sniffing the air and looking around. Then he made this moan like we had to leave or he wanted to leave. That's when I start to look around by the wood line of the campsite, and that's when I see it in the faint distance, a pair of yellowish glowing eyes, about 4 or so feet off the ground. That's when I said to the dogs, well, it's time to go back to the RV. So we walked back as fast as we could, which seemed to take forever, but it was about 10 minutes. I opened the RV door, got the dogs inside, looked around and made sure whatever it was didn't follow us back, then went into the RV. When I got up around 11 in the morning, I went to the wood line and saw that there was an 8-foot chain link fence separating the campsite from the wood line. This Dogman was on the other side of the fence. That is what I was thinking as I looked into the wood line. I know for a fact it was not a bear because bears have not come this far south in years. That's why I say it had to be a Dogman. For my 165-pound lab hound mix to moan like a kid made me think that it was a Dogman. If I see any more of these kind of encounters, I will definitely let you know. Today's third encounter. This encounter happened in northern Wisconsin. One weekend, my ex and I went to my mom's house in the woods. She raises chickens and had a husky dog who was caged every night to keep her safe, as there were black bears in the area, coyote, and rumored mountain lion. Anyway, they had motion-activated yard lights on their garage, which would activate a security alarm in the house. The second night we were there, the alarm goes off. Now, the motion detector is set to only go off if the motion is 4 feet or higher. My boyfriend hops out of bed and shuts off the alarm. We both go out to the enclosed porch, him with his handgun, and look around. About that time, the chickens start all but screeching, and you can hear them going berserk in their coop. My ex starts thinking someone's trying to steal the chickens. He goes to unlock the door, then this huge wolf-like creature on 2 legs comes out of the coop with a chicken in its jaws. It drops to all 4s when it sees my boyfriend. At this point, my boyfriend runs back into the house and grabs me. Werewolf is all he says. He locks the door and his mom comes down the stairs. What's all the fuss about? My boyfriend gives her a description of what we saw. She laughed it off as a big wolf. I don't know about you, but I never saw a wolf unlock chicken coop, steal a chicken, and walk out on 2 legs while closing the door behind it. All right, folks, I hope that you all enjoyed this quick little bonus upload to get us through this day. I'd like to thank you all for supporting the channel. It is your support, after all, that helps this channel to continue to grow and go, and honestly, what makes it a place for people to share their experiences, ideas, and theories, judgment and ridicule-free, simply treated with the respect that we all deserve. Thank you. Everyone stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. Keeping an eye on our children, pets, family, and friends. These creatures are real. They are out there and they are dangerous. Share this information with the people you love and care about, and it may just help save their lives someday. Until next time, never stop asking questions, never stop searching for answers, and God bless.